Hi. So it's about 10:30 at night, and it strikes me that now that I'm finishing up with my work for the evening, with my editing and my emails and my note-taking, that there are probably hundreds, and no, it's definitely thousands of high school students spread around Hanoi working on their SAT preparation for this coming weekend. That is, unless you're one of the people who's already had a test canceled. I'm sorry, wholeheartedly sorry in advance if that's been you. So as I am going to stay up later talking to students and figuring out what my plan is for tomorrow, I have been thinking a little bit about how you should be using these last couple days to make sure that you are in the best mindset and the best preparation for this test that's coming up. Everybody has different strategies, and if you've done the SAT once or twice already before and you kind of know what you're doing and you feel comfortable and confident, feel free to ignore my advice, because I think to some degree this is always a very personal thing. But if you're new, if March is your first time, if you took it in the fall and it went really badly, then maybe the thing to do is to spend some time thinking about how to maximize your performance, how to do well, how to reduce your stress, and hopefully how to do really well on this test so that you don't have to keep taking this stupid thing. So some things that I would highly recommend. Drive the distance between your house and the location before the day of, if you have the ability to do so. Most people take a bike, a motorbike. Some people take a grab car. Whatever the method is, you should do it beforehand so you actually know how long it's going to take. We all know how Hanoi traffic is, and sometimes a distance that doesn't look particularly far on a map can actually be quite long, so you want to make sure you've done that in advance. I would also start working on your sleep schedule now, because if you're a student, and I know many of you are this person, if you're a student who stays up until 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis, the night before the test, you're not going to be able to make yourself go to bed and go to sleep at 11:30. And if it ends up being 12:30, it's not a big deal, but 1:30 or 2:30 is not a good idea. And so you need to start kind of moving that forward and going to bed a little bit earlier ahead of the test day. I also highly, highly recommend that if you have the ability to, the day before the test, you actually not spend that day cramming, you not spend that evening cramming. You spend that time kind of lowering your stress level. I know a lot of students who actually take the day off before they go to the SAT because they want to make sure that they are relaxed and calm, and they know that everything that they could have studied, they've got into their head already, and that last day isn't going to make a huge difference, and it can really help reduce your stress. Whether you're a breakfast person or not, I would highly recommend that you eat breakfast the day of the test. Food helps your brain work, and my personal preference would be something that has both carbohydrates and protein in it so that you have energy that is lasting, because we want something that's going to stick through. So don't just have a bit of bread. Have something that has some meat or some eggs in it so that you know, or even a yogurt, so that you know that you are not going to be hungry partway through. And then my last piece of advice is about any practice test that you're doing this week. I've found that because a lot of the classes that teach the SAT divided up into 2 sections, and you have a class about each one, a lot of students don't get very much practice doing a full 3-hour test. If you have not been doing a 3-hour test much yet, you need to do a few of them, because the amount of energy and the amount of attention span that it takes to do well in a test all at once is very different than 2 periods of an hour and a half each. So if you haven't been practicing that, make sure to get 1 or 2 of those in before you have the test on Saturday. The last thing, and this is, I know it's going to be annoying to hear because telling you not to worry is easier said than done, but please remember that the schools who are looking at these scores are looking at you as a whole person and not just you as an exam taker. The more scholarships you need, the more important the SAT is, but they are looking for people who will contribute to their community, and proving your SAT skills is just one of the things that is going to demonstrate who you are and how smart you are. So take a deep breath and do well. And I hope it goes okay. And I look forward to hearing the scores that you bring back and how it went. I'll see you later.